Hey guys, welcome back to Get Motivated and Fit TV. If you're new to the channel, the concept behind Get Motivated is to get more out of life. So today, what I want to talk about is how I deal with my state of mind. So I'm gonna tell you about a time that happened to me when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Like it's crazy that I still remember that. So pretty much it has to do with me feeling, sad, maybe like depression. But let me paint the picture. Let me let y'all know how it happened, right? So I remember being in the car with my parents and my sister, and we were all laughing, right? We were my dad, him being, dad with his sense of humor and the dad jokes. I mean, we're there cracking up. And I remember, um, like I said, I was 4 or 5 years old. I was in the back seat, and we were laughing. And then after, in that certain little time frame, I remember just out of nowhere, like looking over to my side, and I just felt sad. Like I just felt like alone. I felt dark. And I remember like telling myself, like, hold on, like you were just laughing, like you're happy, so why are you gonna feel like this? And I remember like those feelings, I didn't like how I felt. So I remember I told myself, like, you know what? At 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, I'm like, I don't wanna feel like this. I'm like, I don't. So at that moment, like I just started thinking about, the conversation that we had, and I started laughing again, maybe to myself. And I kind of think about it, and I'm like, okay, what if had I let those emotions, those feelings, take over when I was at 4 or 5 years old? I'm pretty sure now I think I would have been diagnosed with depression. Like I don't know, but I just remember that feeling that I had, that I didn't like how I felt. Like I didn't like that feeling of being sad, alone, even though I was in the car with my family. That was the crazy part about it. So at a young age, I told myself, like, like, nope, I'm gonna push that to the side. And it's crazy because that happened when I was a kid. So fast forward to now. um Now it's more like, I'll tell you a instant where it was dealing with road rage, and not me. But if I go back in time at that moment, like I'll get triggered and I'll get upset. And let me paint the picture. So I'm I'm getting out of work. I'm on my way home. I'm driving, and I'm getting off the highway. So as soon as I'm getting off the highway, there's 3 lanes, right? When I'm getting off, and then there's 2 other lanes. Well, there's a truck behind me, maybe like an SUV, and the car on the right, in the right lane next to me, no blinker, no nothing. He cuts me off. So what I do, I start slowing down, and the guy in the back, he didn't like that. He got pissed. He went off. And yes, I was on the phone. I was on speaker, and I was talking to, at that time, my girlfriend. And I'm like, hold on. I'm telling her, I'm like, hold on. And this guy, the guy from behind me, he at that time. So again, right? So since that guy cut me off, I slowed down, and I moved over to the right, to the next lane, the lane where he was at. And so that guy that was behind me, he pulls up right next to me, and just starts going off. Hey, get off your effing phone, and this and that. And I pay attention, and I'm like, and I look at him, and I lost my cool. I'm like, dude, he cut me off. What did you expect me to do? He cut me off. So again, right, like I'm taking myself back to that moment, and because of the emotions that were attached with it, I can feel myself getting upset. So if I go back in that time, like it'll trigger me, and it's like I legit, if I didn't have my work uniform on, I think I would have, pulled over into that parking lot, and I would have given him a piece of my mind. But that's not the way to solve things, right? So that's what I'm trying to get at is that's how I control it, right? Because I've learned that when those emotions get attached to whatever you're dealing with at that time, that's how you're gonna feel, and then that's the state of mind that you're gonna that's the state of mind that you're gonna be in. Like something that I learned is where focus goes, energy flows. So it's like if all you're focusing is like, man, everything's going this way, and it's just something negative, always something, just one thing after another. Um, how do you think you're gonna be in the state of mind, right? Because all you're thinking about is all the negative. So it's not something easy to like overcome. But I can guarantee you, once you start training your body mentally, emotionally, and you learn how to control those emotions, and you kick those emotions off to the side, that mindset will have a big part. Now, I know that for those that do suffer with some kind of mental health issue, I understand that there is also like a chemical imbalance. I get all that. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not, but I'm just speaking from experience that time when I was 4 or 5 years old where I felt sad, right? I felt like I just remember having that feeling of like being loneliness and just dark, and I didn't like that feeling. Like I didn't. So I went ahead and just I figured out how to just like push those feelings to the side, and put myself in that state of mind to be happy. And that was at 5 years old. And that's the most recent, now as an adult, that's the most recent thing that happened to me that triggers me. And that was probably back in what, 3 4 years ago, just about. So it's one of those things that if I really like take myself mentally to that point in time when that incident happened, like, yeah, I'm gonna get upset, but like I'm not gonna let those feelings and emotions ruin me, like because that happened in the past. It's one of those things, whatever happened in the past, it happened. And at the same time, it's like, okay, what did I learn from it? And like, you know what, maybe I'll admit, maybe I shouldn't have been on the phone when I was driving. But at the same time, like, I mean, I drive for a living. That's my profession. So I have to be aware of my surroundings. So even though I'm talking, like, I know that this, like, what would have happened had I not slowed down? Like, I'm pretty sure that guy in the back would have hit me, and I'm pretty sure I would have hit that car right next to me because that car cut me off. I mean, it's one of those things. But that guy in the back didn't see that. All he saw was me, basically brake checking him, which that wasn't even the case. It was like, dude, he cut me off. Like, what'd you expect for me to do? And that dude did follow me. Like that was something scary too. Like he did he started tailgating me, and I remember having to do the turnaround because I'm like, I don't want this guy to follow me home. Like no. So I'm there doing the turnaround, and some other car in front of me, he hears the guy honking, so on purpose he's slowing down, and I'm like, really, dude? So finally when he moved out the way, I got back on the highway, and that dude just stayed on the access road. But I was like, yeah, that was just crazy insane. Um, but that's, like I said, that's my experience. There's been other times where just in general I'm just having a bad day with work. The kids aren't listening, or just something that's not going my way. But I know also that like 95, 100% of the time, that's a test in my faith. That things are happening because there's something that I need to learn from that, and something that I'm going to overcome. And what else? That's pretty much it. Like, there's not really. I can't remember a time where I let those feelings like get me down. Now I will admit there's times where I do get in lazy mode, and I just want to stay in bed. I don't want to do anything. And I think that's normal because sometimes we need that, especially if you're always just on the go, just work, gym, work, family, work, running errands. I get that. Um, but some instances, I don't like just, being, at home, laying down in bed. Like, I feel like I'm just wasting my life away, really. But yeah, I just went off of a rant. Um, like I said, I hope that this somehow, with my experience, hopefully you caught something. Hopefully you learned from it. And but like I said, it's just we all here to learn. We're all here to be here for each other, right? Maybe somebody went through something similar, something different, and maybe use some other technique to get yourself in a better position, mentally and emotionally, right? But hope y'all are well. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that support. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed, and I'll see y'all on the next one.